But a lot to respond to that's coming out right now. We're joined by Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene here to react to all of this here in Georgia. Congresswoman, always great to see you, and thanks so much for coming on. You know, the topic we're talking about, Biden possibly not attending these COVID calls with governors. This also being told, the White House says Biden doesn't need to meet with Kevin McCarthy because he was not elected to unite Congress. Listen to this and I'll get your response.
He has not met with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, according to Kevin McCarthy. And so there's a lot of folks, you talk about tens of millions of people, they're concerned about that this doesn't seem like unity at all.
Do you think tens of millions of people are concerned about him not meeting with Kevin McCarthy?
No, I think tens of millions of people are concerned about H.R. 1 and budget reconciliation and going with that 50 vote threshold. I think
I'm
that
not
was a
sure
concern.
the polling bears that out, but I will say that the president's view is that bringing the country together is bringing the American people together.
I'm going to throw that right to you. Your response to that?
My response to that is, why should we be shocked? This is a man that campaigned from his basement. This is a administration that doesn't care about unity, doesn't care about bipartisanship. They don't care about all of the American people. The only thing they care about is their agenda and ramming it through in any way, shape, form, and as fast as possible. So no, they don't care about meeting with the minority leader, Kevin McCarthy. They do not care about meeting with Republicans or really inviting many of us to his speech coming up here pretty soon to Congress. Joe Biden just doesn't care. It's all about their agenda, and it's for the elite. It's for the corporations, the woke corporate CEOs. It's for Wall Street, but it's not for small businesses. It's not for the people, and it's a very, very much hate America agenda.
And that comment there by the White House press secretary saying, do you think tens of millions of people care about Kevin McCarthy? It seems to be, as critics point out, ignoring the tens of million people that are actually conservatives or Republicans out there that care about causes and legislation that appeal to them. Obviously, Kevin McCarthy would essentially represent those talks in the House. For the White House to dismiss those tens of millions of people, you say you're not surprised. What do you make of it, though?
I think it's terrible. I think people should be outraged. President Trump always invited Democrats in to meet with them. I mean, how many times did we see video clips of Nancy Pelosi sitting in the Oval Office meeting with President Trump with ugly looks on her face because she was so disgusted to be there? But yet President Trump still invited her and still invited many other Democrat leaders and met with them and talked with them. But Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, they're not interested in doing that with Republicans. And I think it's very bad for our entire country. It's more division. It's sowing more hate, and it's a big problem going forward for America.
And the president is set to address a joint session of Congress for the first time. This is going to happen tomorrow night. Attendance is invite only. It's limited, we're told, because of COVID. My question for you is, were you invited to attend? Do you want to attend? And what kind of Republican attendance do you see happening tomorrow night?
I was not invited to attend. There is very limited Republican attendance, and there were only certain Republicans invited to attend, and I was definitely left off of that list. I think it's a poor excuse using COVID now that the vaccine rollout. Most members of Congress have had the vaccine, so this is just another excuse, another basically a lie or a myth that is being perpetrated by the Biden administration. There's no reason why they can't invite all of Congress to listen to Joe Biden speak. Of course, I would be there. I would definitely be there to hear what he has to say, whether I very likely would disagree with it. But of course, I would attend. But this is just more of the same from the Biden administration.
There's talk of a Republican retreat in Florida. Is there any truth to that? Are you a part of that?
Yeah, the GOP retreat is going on right now. I didn't go. They didn't invite President Trump, and so I didn't attend the retreat this time.
Let me ask you about this in your state of Georgia. Doug Collins, I'm sure you saw the news on that. You're from that state. Doug Collins made this announcement and kind of shocked a lot of folks in the political realm, if you will, that he doesn't plan on seeking any sort of official office within the political spectrum. Did you expect that from Doug? What are your thoughts on it? Do you have a response?
I wasn't really surprised because I hadn't seen much from Doug Collins, but I will tell you he's loved all over the state of Georgia. People really appreciate him. People really appreciate his service in Congress. People appreciate his fight for President Trump and America First policies and for the people of Georgia and all the years that he served the 9th District. So I know a lot of people are disappointed. I wasn't really surprised, but I know a lot of people are disappointed.
And the census numbers are in talking about, House seats. Obviously, you've probably seen the numbers are in based on population and where some Republicans can make up seats, where some Democrats can really lose seat. Again, if you just look at it from state by state, how do you read that and the chances for Republicans making a huge push here in the midterms?
Well, I know Republicans, at least what they are telling me, is they expect to take back the House. We expect to take back the House based on redistricting alone. Also, given the fact that in midterms, usually the minority party is able to recapture many seats and gain control in the House. So those are the expectations. But there's still a lot of voters all over the country that just aren't happy with Republicans not supporting President Trump, aren't happy with the never Trump talk from people like Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and others, where most voters, over 70% of them, are very loyal to the president and really appreciate the job that he did over the past 4 years and want him involved and we see him as the leader of the party. So I would love to see Republicans take back the House. I want to win more than anybody. I'm very competitive, but I think it has to be more than just redistricting alone.
All right. Finally, before I let you go here, I want to bring a specific topic up with you that has been really in the headlines, policing. Big discussion in Congress and the country of what to do about policing if something does need to be done. We're going to show you this video. This is from Colorado. That's making rounds. It's showing officers laughing after arresting a 73-year-old woman accused of stealing groceries. Watch.
I'm here.
Again, that was body cam footage. This surveillance shows them rewatching the body cam footage there, essentially laughing about an arrest of an elderly woman that is suffering from dementia. We've seen what's happening across our country what's happening in Elizabeth City, in North Carolina, in various other parts of our country. There's this call for policing reform. Is there need for it? What are your thoughts on it?
There's always bad behavior from any group of people, but do I believe there needs to be complete police reform based on, this is wrong. They shouldn't have been laughing at this woman suffering from Alzheimer's or her condition. No one should have laughed at her. That's shameful. And then there are times where there are shootings that are wrong and police are making mistakes, whether it's intentional or just by mistake. But do I believe that we need complete police reform? Absolutely not. I believe we need law and order in our country. I believe we need less gun control laws because the streets are safer when we are supporting our police, and the streets are safer when we have more legal gun owners being able to protect themselves, their businesses, their homes, and their families. After this past year where we've seen nothing but riots and chaos coming from the left, Antifa and BLM, yet the media wants to call those peaceful protesters. You see, that's the big lie that is being carried out. But attacking police over it is completely wrong because it's the police that have had to stand there and be attacked night after night after night by these thugs and domestic terrorists ripping apart these communities that they claim they're trying to help. So police reform, no, I don't think we need police reform. I think we need to back the blue and we need to stop gun control.
All right, that's Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia joining us live here on National Report. Congresswoman, great to see you, and I appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.